Welcome back to another episode of my keyboard show. Actually, no, not really. It is ECS season number 5. The last 3 days we're going to have a look at the matches in Europe. I'm joined by Dan. How are you doing, Dan? How's your role?
Getting better. Slowly. Very slowly, but improving.
Marvellous. So we're going to look at recent results. Starting off with Europe, and we've had some matches. We've had Gambit's first matches. They were absent at the beginning, few days of the league, but they're finally here.
Yeah, Gambit have been, they've had a mixed bag of results. I think we expected more from them. We've seen today we saw like a very strange train game. They were just buying 3 ops just consistently on the CT side. And it almost felt like they threw the game away with something experimental. So although we know they're capable of a lot, it is still early days at the same time. Yeah. So I would be surprised if they weren't finishing like middle towards, or maybe even towards the top of the table. They're pretty good in their current iteration, I think.
Yeah, I think they went 2 for 4 in their matches. Took one off Fnatic, if I'm not mistaken, and took one off of Envy as well in a close match. And moving on to Envy, they've played a bunch of matches and they have not had much success at all.
Yeah, it's once again just this story. Like the team almost feels cursed. There seems to be something about it. Kiyoshima joined, and he straight away was with the rest of them tweeting that, what was it? I can't believe we're so F-bad or something like that. He was very irate.
Yeah, so I think they are doing a lot better in scrims more of the time than they are in the matches themselves. Ninjas in Pyjamas have been in action as well. They've had some tough matches versus the likes of Fnatic and Astralis, but they have won some matches as well. And I think it's fair to say that while they might have lost to some of the stronger teams in the league, they have looked good.
They've actually looked, to me, they look like one of the stronger teams. And with NIP, I sort of hesitate to say it in some senses, because I do personally feel like there's a level of volatility with their style of play. But the current run of form for basically everyone is really impressive. Draken is looking much more consistent. So they could actually, I feel like they might finish top of the league this season.
Yeah, and in terms of teams who are improving and looking stronger, I have to give a shout out to Godsense as well. They are looking much more together, much more of a team. And it's nice to see Twist fragging again. So we've definitely seen a lot of progress from them since last season.
Yeah, liking Godsend quite a lot. Just having a lot of young blood in there, then likes of Brolin and so on. It's just really interesting to see. I feel like Godsend's actually a team now, as opposed to sort of just a leftovers of a shuffle, and then they sort of have to make it work. So very much enjoying their play. They're actually crazy fraggers too, so their matches are fun to watch.
Yeah, I think it was a mixed bag of results for Mouse Sports. They dropped an overtime match to Envy, and they have won some as well, but I'm sure they were hoping for a better start to ECS. Moving on to the North American region, we've actually seen NRG drop their first match. Finally, they were on quite the run, almost tying Astralis, or maybe going past that actually, but they have finally lost a match. But how are they looking overall?
Yeah, it's really interesting. That team looks like it's going to be the newcomer this year. It seems like a very deep offline result is inevitable at some point this year. Like when you see like a bunch of new players, like guys who don't have much experience, you don't expect them to get such a consistent result, even in an online league. Like this is very impressive. NRG could be one of they should be the breakout team this year, I think.
Yeah, obviously we've seen massive changes with SK and Cloud9 facing each other, with Stewie playing for SK, Skadoodle going into inactivity, coming back and having just crazy explosive games, game after game after game.
He's just owning everyone. It's like, every time I see him, I'm like, this could be the last time. Please don't leave us, please. I hope you're seeing what we're seeing, because if you're seeing this, you should definitely keep playing this game. You're definitely meant to play this game. So hopefully we don't lose Skadoodle, because I just can't. He's just one of those guys, isn't he? You can't imagine the CS:GO scene without him.
Yeah, and speaking of people coming back into playing, Slemy's come out of retirement to help out Complexity in the short term at the very least, since FNS came onto Complexity and then went to Cloud9. And we do have to shout out FNS. Cloud9 has done some really awesome things recently. We saw a crazy fake on the Inferno versus Liquid, where they managed to get the entire team to rotate out of the site and just took the site for free. It was really amazing to watch. But yeah, Complexity, we thought, this is going to be a long period of instability when they just started to show some promise. But Slemy's come in and they've been doing some good things. Yeah,
they've one of the things we noticed when we were watching them play, especially on their Inferno game, it's like a very good match. If you want to go back and look at it to like learn about spacing and like good trading on the T sides, that's sort of how they won their Inferno games. And I felt like there's actually a lot of promising factors to how they play their fundamentals. It's a team that a lot of people would look at and say, just not really think about. But actually, I think they could they could actually serve to, or rather, they could improve a lot based on what they already had. I feel like Complexity could actually end up being quite a good team. I think like you need to look maybe like 3, 4, 5 months in time, and they may be quite dangerous actually.
On that note, of course, we have Optic, who are still a new team. They were in action, taking a match on over Luminosity on Nuke 16-9. What are your thoughts on Optic at the moment?
Optic's a strange one, isn't it? I think it's another team where it's easy to sort of underlook them based on sort of the lineup looking really weird. In Shazam, you've got Stanislaw at the head of the team again. Stanislaw, a player that many forgot about, I think, due to his previous sort of, let's say, misfortune in Liquid, not quite having the kind of impact on the team that he wanted. And I think that reflected badly on his career. But I think now we're actually seeing it. Like Stanislaw, if you watch Optic, you really see him actually creating a huge amount of structure to this team, and he's creating consistent results, and they look very dangerous, much more so than you would think, like looking at the players on paper. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, another team who often look dangerous is Luminosity. Not often the greatest of starts, they've taken some L's in the last few days, but the potential is there. They're still a very explosive team, very dangerous team with the likes of Yell and PKL, with one of the most disgusting scout rounds I think I've ever seen on train. It was really nasty. So there was a lot of action in the last 3 days. There's a lot more action to come in the next 3 days as well. So keep an eye on the channel and keep an eye on the Counter-Strike to come.